Yeah, I guess we're here to open the meeting now. Our first. Where'd that list go?
What time did you open it?
6. What time is it? 6:02.
Okay.
Our first item is Steve McDonough from Amoresco. You're up. Hi.
Should I bring this over to the table for people to look at it, or how do you want to do that?
I don't really think it needs to be zoomed that.
Okay, I'll bring it over to the table so people take a look at it. But yeah, my name is Steve McDonough, Development Projects Development at Amoresco. We built the solar plus battery storage project at the Hampden landfill, and came to our attention as we did the as-built surveys that the fence line was built outside of what was originally proposed to the Conservation Commission. And so we had a discussion with John Flynn and the town attorney, and they said, hey, bring it back to the Conservation Commission and make sure that they're okay with it. And then we'll proceed with, the next steps. So how this came about was when we originally proposed a project, the fence line was supposed to be on the landfill cap. Right along the landfill cap, and you can tell there's steep slopes on the landfill cap. And it was determined that basically there was these, because it's on the landfill cap, it had to be ballasted concrete blocks. You couldn't puncture the cap with like a fence post. So these concrete blocks ended up being 5 feet by 3 feet by 18 inches, roughly 3,000 pounds each of concrete. And they're every 10 feet along this portion of the landfill cap. So it's gonna be 70 in total. And our construction manager is concerned about disrupting the vegetative layer and potentially damaging the cap by driving all the construction equipment like across the cap to get to this outside area. So he discussed it with the building inspector at Hampden, Wendell. He was okay with it, and he also met with Tom Spate from the DEP. They did a site walk, and they just walked the area where the new fence would be. And Tom Spate from the DEP was also okay with it. But what he neglected to do was bring it to the Conservation Commission. So that's why I'm here tonight, and I can show you where the fence is now. We essentially moved it 5 feet off the landfill cap. And this came about as we're doing the as-built survey. So the fence was supposed to be pretty much right along the lease area here. And the fence is now through this area. This is the limit of work. And this is the wetlands. So we're outside of the 25-foot wetlands that we're supposed to do as order conditions. We weren't supposed to construct inside the 25-foot buffer. We were allowed to clear trees up until the 25-foot buffer, but we didn't have to go that far. So essentially, the change here is that the fence got moved into this area, but it's outside the 25-foot buffer. The closest it gets to the wetlands is 42 feet. So we're just requesting that, in hindsight, we get approval for the current location of the fence. That's the only request that we're asking tonight. And feel free to come up if you want to take a closer look at the plans.
We have little ones.
Oh, okay.
Through the chair, I have a couple questions. What's the status of the order?
The order actually was first approved by the Conservation Commission on August 18th, 2021. So it has expired, but there is I'm not sure, you're probably familiar with the Permit Extension Act.
Yeah, so it's still valid.
Oh,
So that-
this one.
He printed out the.
Is this a
nice.
request
Are you-
from
I don't
them?
know
What
why.
did you ask their
Yeah.
commission to put on their agendas?
Right.
The request is to approve the
Yeah,
location.
that's what I
of the
have
new
here.
fence. So yes,
This is just hard to read now.
if it would be, that would,
Yeah.
that's an amendment to
This says
it
this
is
is a
order, then that's what we're
100 foot
requesting.
buffer is this line.
Okay, so it's up to the commission
Oh,
to
yeah, that's
decide if the
Which
wording
they're
is
going to
emailed to the
A little
commission
bit, yeah,
sufficed it.
but it's over there.
Would be classified as a request to amend the
They
order.
put it up.
Mhm.
So there's
Yeah.
three things you can do. You can say this is
Have
a
you
minor
been there?
plan change and approve
Not-
it in the
You
minutes.
seen it?
You can
Not
actually
since
request
that fence.
to do an amended order, so you do a legal notice of butter notification again, issue an amended order. Or you can say it's additional resource area impacts. It's not additional resource area impacts, you don't need to do a notice of intent. So the only question is, do you approve it within the minutes? Or do you actually have an amended orders hearing? That's at the discretion of the conservation. Commission.
It's already there, right?
It's already there.
Yeah. That's what he was
So
saying.
set at 25, but inside 100.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's 45 feet away.
And we did have approval to do tree clearing up until the 25-foot buffer.
Right,
So I just know we couldn't take out the stumps.
Right,
So when was the fence put in?
The fence was put in last May, June 2024.
So it's been, 9 months and nobody thought to come to the commission to ask.
yeah.
That's correct. And that was an oversight on our part.
Big one.
I mean, I would like to see it personally. I don't know if anyone else is.
I haven't seen the fence up.
Yeah, I haven't been out there.
So the process could be as simple as after you take your site visit,
Yeah.
you put it on the agenda again and you say, this is fine, we're gonna approve it within the minutes, you get a copy of the revised plan.
Yeah,
Throw it in the file and it's in the minutes and you're all set.
Want to make a motion to that effect.
Well, we have a meeting in 2 weeks, so it's
Yeah,
not
right.
like a long time.
Yeah, so I make a motion to accept the parameters that Mark outlined based upon a site inspection and then a following meeting.
You don't wanna make that motion.
No.
The motion would be, continue to 2 weeks.
Well,
In the meantime, you'll
yeah.
get a site visit. That-
Yeah.
That should.
All right,
There you
so
go. Yes.
continuance for the next meeting based upon a site inspection.
All in favor?
Aye.
So. Well, we don't need you to be there to go look at it. We know where it is.
Okay.
We can just go.
Like one of us to attend, we'd be happy to attend in the event any questions come up.
All right,
Commission get a full-size copy.
Yes, I can leave you these copies.
Yeah,
if you'd
sure.
like.
yeah, all right.
Okay.
Bonnie, do you have his email?
I'm sure I do.
Yeah, okay. We'll figure out when we're gonna do it, and then I'll send you an email. And if you or somebody else wants to be there,
Okay. Yep.
yeah,
sounds
it'll be
great.
sometime next week, hopefully.
Okay. Then we'll just plan on reconvening in 2 weeks.
Right,
Yeah, what is it, February 19th?
19th is the date.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Bonnie, should I leave these here?
Yeah, you could just,
Leave it on the table,
Okay.
get it.
how about the back table, right behind you for now?
Yeah, okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Next item is Mr. Seal. Is he here? For his extension
Which was it?
Basile,
for
Scantic.
Scantic Road? No, he's not here.
then you have to, he did,
Did he send everything in that he needed?
yes, he did. He sent a formal request for an extension on the orders of conditions. And it's in here somewhere. Here it is. And it's lot 2, we all know where it is. It's lot 2 Scantic Road. And his conditions were tentatively, till you vote on it, extended until March 16th, 2028. The last time that they were extended was March 16th, 2025.
So we signed this, a temporary extension back in,
No, the order would expire, it would have expired then. There was no, because the order was issued in 22.
The order was issued in 22. And then,
it's supposed to expire this.
yeah, that's right. That was just the order. Yeah.
But we
Also,
signed,
don't forget about the Permanent Extension Act, 2 years. So if you approve 3 years, he actually gets 5. So the order
well,
will technically expire in 2030.
okay,
Bonnie and I will probably be long.
yeah.
Well, maybe not.
But we signed an extension back in the fall for a temporary thing so that he do this now. So, but this is the 3-year one.
Yeah, but that would have been good until 3/16/2025. I don't know why you'd have to do a temporary one.
I don't know why we did that either, but we did.
Mhm.
So,
So you have to vote on that.
so
Where is it?
So
the Scantic Road.
if you issued an extension last
One we
fall,
drove by it.
what was the expiration date of the
Yeah.
extension?
What's he extending?
His order of conditions was a lot.
When the extension,
Can't do that. till-
let me see, the original
I don't-
was
that-
2022 to a different owner.
Okay.
This is the guy's putting a garage up.
But the orders of conditions were still in effect when Mr. Basile bought the lot.
Yeah, but you don't have to change anything.
We didn't change anything.
Okay, the order is.
So that was 3/16/2022, the original orders of conditions. Mr. Basile, I think he just got nervous about when to extend those orders.
Correct.
Yes, right,
Right.
right. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And then Pelletier sold it to,
Right.
so we need a motion for this to
Yeah.
approve it.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Order
Extension.
extension.
For Lot 2 Scantic Road.
Lot 2 Scantic Road.
Aye,
Second.
okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have one to sign here.
Yeah.
And 2 to sign, actually. Oh. There's
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yes,
That's the one.
can't bring it. I don't think they're still there, are they?
Yeah, it's still there. I drove by it yesterday. But that was nothing to do with us.
So the big thing on the Permanent Extension Act, people forget, sometimes applicants don't,
Mhm.
you do
Bonnie.
a cover letter when you send those out. Bonnie,
Yeah, do what?
do you use a cover letter when you send out an
No,
extension?
no, no.
Make sure he knows it's got to be recorded. And if you wanted to do a cover letter, you can say because of the Permanent Extension Act or whatever they,
Yeah, you get a couple more years.
just 2 more years. Because if he comes back in 2028, you need somehow in your records to remember what the governor and the legislature did.
Back then.
I think the governor signed it in November of last year.
Okay.
So the
Oh.
order was valid, order determination was valid between January 1, 2023, and January 1, 2025, it would be automatically extended for an additional 2 years. There's nothing you have to do, just there.
Huh.
So he's getting a 2-year extension now and it doesn't expire until 2027?
Well, if you sign that, now it's gonna be good.
28.
2030.
But I mean,
But-
without signing it, he still
Without
got a
signing
2-year
his
extension.
It still would have been 2 years.
2027, yeah,
Okay, I'm sure he doesn't know that.
yeah.
No, I'm sure he doesn't know. We didn't know
We
that.
didn't know it.
But I don't think, yeah,
Irrelevant.
I don't think he's gonna do anything before then anyway, but anyways.
All right, the next project. Did you close that one out?
Yeah, okay. Close that hearing. On that, say yes. Mr. Grissetti is next.
Yes. Now, you guys did a site
Yes, we
inspection.
did. Yep.
You wanted to discuss the site inspection?
No, he just showed us where he's putting it and everything and. Yep.
Yes, I remember this guy.
Hello, Mr. Grissetti.
I remember the first time coming here though.
Yes.
So to my knowledge, dropped off a whatever 3 initials, WP, you asked me to fill out the memo.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so I did do that.
You're all set.
And I also went to the state, submitted all my documentation. I also came back with a letter that I gave to you. The day I received it, stating that I am all set to proceed as described with the 2 projects that I have.
Correct. That was with NHESP, Natural Heritage.
Yeah, so I'm covered for both endangered species and potential endangered plants. So
Got it.
that should be all set. I'm not sure if there's anything else that is required of me and for this board. I believe we should be all set. We should be able to proceed with a building permit at this point.
You're all, well, Tom,
Yeah,
Okay.
why don't you describe your site inspection a little bit more?
We went there, we looked,
Yeah,
we
go
came
ahead.
back.
yeah. Well,
We
he-
only saw where he was going to put the garage. We saw where he was going to and decided not to, and
Yeah,
saw where the septic system was installed. We tried to find any wetlands anywhere near there, couldn't.
yeah.
All right, well, we have a determination, for you, and it's I'll read parts of it, but it's a negative determination, meaning that you're okay.
Okay, great.
And then for your description, construction of a 30 by 40-foot engineered metal building, 10-foot walls, 12-foot center peak on a full perimeter, 4-foot deep frost wall footing with a concrete slab. Also constructed 22 by 21 engineered carport with 3 enclosed sides on 6 by 6 timbers on a gravel or hard packed base, both projects being erected on already cleared open grass gravel areas. The distance from the project to the resource area is approximately 375 to 400 feet. And that's one of the reasons these guys were out there with the site inspection. So what they issued is a negative determination that the area described in the request is not an area subject to protection under the act. I would just like to say that if you decide to do anything more and you get within 100 feet of that resource area, you need to come back and see me. And you'd probably have to refile for anything else that you want to do.
That's fine. Thanks.
Mark?
Did he ask area or activities in his Form 1?
Oh, I don't know if I brought, let me see. Oh, here's a request. Area description.
So you check off area or activities. If anything checked off.
I'm looking. Yeah, whether the area depicted on the plans and our maps is in an area subject to jurisdiction under the Wetland Protection Act, whether the activities depicted is subject to the Wetland Protection Act and regs, whether the area and or activities depicted referenced above is subject to the jurisdiction of any municipal wetlands ordinance or bylaw.
So we asked you three things, so you have to answer three things. Area, negative on the area is a -1, right? Negative on the activities is -4. Negative on the bylaw is -6.
All right, I have -1, then -4.
-4, so see what -4 says.
The work described is not within an area subject to protection, including buffer zone, doesn't require filing notice of intent.
So then -6 pertains to, you guys have a bylaw, I can't remember.
Yeah, we do.
So you would check off something under -6, not subject to.
I did do that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The Hampden Conservation Municipality, the Wetland Bylaw and Regulations, 10.021A.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which ones to check off. One woman at one part of the state said A and D, and the next one said C and D, so I believe I checked 3 of them out of 4.
Well, that's okay. You're all right.
Typically, you don't need to do area, I would just stick with activities.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
Because I wasn't sure, so I said,
That's fine, that's fine. Okay. As long as we check off boundaries.
okay, great.
Okay, here, this, if you just wait, you can walk out with one of these.
You need to take a vote on it.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. Yeah.
Make a motion to accept the negative determination on
115 Stafford.
115 Stafford. As outlined in the form there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, here's one of them, and then I typed your name, so you're gonna have to write your names after that.
Okay.
I filled it in. I checked the other, check. This is the one for the office. This is, oh, here it is. Okay.
You got the other one right there.
It's coming. Here you go.
Sorry.
That was it.
And 6 is done. Hand delivered.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. That's it. Here's the other one. One is for us.
First.
Is this all done?
Yes.
Then he can have.
You can have that copy.
Thanks. I want to like.
Okay.
Okay, oops. So do we have people for the South Road Bridge?
They're gonna zoom in.
Are they there? Is anybody in the? No?
You know what? She was having trouble and you said the town of Hampden is down.
Yeah, the website's down. Okay,
All right,
postpone that then, right?
huh?
We'll have to
continue.
Well, you
do
can
that.
still, you could still discuss it.
Well,
They
actually,
presented it twice already.
yeah,
so
they
we
did.
accepted
And
it.
Scott and I actually stopped and looked at it the day we were out looking at those other places, so
Mhm.
not that we didn't have to, but we did.
Any change the last
No,
presentation?
it's just cones up there.
Well, it was a lot different than the Main Street Bridge in that they were only working on the surface of the bridge. They
Correct.
weren't
Yeah.
going under it. They did apply to natural heritage. And natural heritage, based on the review of the information provided, that this activity on the bridge will not adversely affect the actual resource area habitat of state protected rare wildlife species. Therefore, it's in our opinion that this project meets the state listed species performance standard for the issue of an order of conditions. And that came from NHESP. And I mean, I can't say much. I'm not on the commission, but it didn't appear to have a lot of issues. It was, I
Right.
thought it was pretty
Right, yeah,
straightforward.
same here.
I didn't think I had that many comments on it.
No,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we looked at it, and, the footings are huge for such a small bridge, but
yeah, let me see. It was just bridge repairs, and the bridge needed a new
the new deck.
deck to it.
And didn't they say something about the railings and things like that they're gonna do too?
Yeah, that would be above,
Yeah, right,
the deck off.
right. Mhm. Yeah, the footings are not,
It wasn't stormwater, there was no issues with that. And then I just checked that again, the following conditions are necessary, and I just wrote in our condition again, the 25 feet. I don't know, it seemed like once I got into it, I was really surprised after going through the Main Street Bridge
yeah, I know.
NOI. So, Mark, did you look at this one at all?
Yeah, I did. I issued the file number back in, whenever it was, December, and I had no comments, actually.
Right,
That was a good notice of intent submittal.
yeah, because I didn't have anything in the preliminary orders here that referenced anything that you said.
Yeah, the only thing I said was wait for heritage, and we've gotten heritage, so I thought it was a decent filing.
Okay.
So if you want, you could vote to issue orders of conditions on this project.
And that's all written out already, the orders of conditions?
I worked on them, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They've been waiting a while. They were ready in January, but then we didn't have a meeting, so.
Right, okay. Yeah, if you want
The notice of intent was filed November 26th,
to, okay.
so
Motion for it.
I'll make a motion to
Approve?
approve the.
No, first motion you have to make is close the public hearing,
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
because that's
Yeah, all right.
actually a separate line for conditions. Public hearing closed.
Okay,
Then you make the motion.
Okay,
go ahead.
I make a motion to close the public hearing on this item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now I make a motion to
Issue an order.
issue an order of conditions against this NOI for Southbridge,
South
South Road
Road Bridge.
repair.
Any special conditions you want to throw in?
I couldn't really think of any.
Yeah,
Except notification 48 hours prior. It's always, most commissions use that as.
Yeah, we've always used it.
I think it's one of our standards, isn't it? Something like that.
That and silt barriers, right?
Yeah, that's all standards.
Yeah, but it's not standard. Mark's right. It's not standard in the,
It's not a boilerplate.
Oh.
A general condition. So if you have 20 general conditions, then anything extra are called special conditions, and you can add. other
Yeah.
things.
I can write it in. Okay, here's one.
No. Well,
Yeah.
There are two copies of this? Okay.
So just so you guys know, the orders of conditions get reported. Determinations don't. However, it's a bridge across. And there probably is not anything to read, that can be recorded. Typically, roads and bridges aren't referenced in the registry of deeds. So whether or not you want to get it recorded, somebody calls me and we'll talk about it. I'm not a ball restaurant. I'm recording. But projects. You have to record against something like the town hall, or the town hall. The road, the bridge won't have anything you can record it, right?
Right. Was the Main Street Bridge recorded?
There, I think that's
I
it.
don't know.
I'm gonna
Probably not.
switch and then that's the
I
one.
mean, it's a requirement, it's one of those general.
That's the ones that are last, or that, the garage, that shouldn't take long.
Oh, that's the, okay,
Just the baby's getting.
okay,
restless.
all right. Did everybody sign that one?
The one I just gave you, yeah.
You always have to make sure the file number size is posted.
Not there yet.
Thanks.
Okay. Next to be the replacement of the garage on Wilbraham Road.
I'm Paul Yazzie, and Matt 174 Wilbraham Road. Just moved there in April, and 9 months later, someone crashed into our garage. Their car caught fire, and it needed to be torn down because it was unfixable. I have pictures if you want, we can on the web, and I can show you what happened there. So
I saw it.
what's there? Yeah, he lives down the street. If you go to my website, paulyazzie.com/garage. Yes, I. My yes.
Aside?
.com. slash garage. So this is what I came out of my house to see.
That's from the back, not from the road. The road's on the other side.
So if you scroll down, there's a next button. Just go through, there's only 6 or 7 of these. So this is the car that hit it and it took out the back wall. It went through the air over, so you can see.
The brook is right there where the fire.
Watchdog Brook is.
Mhm.
So it went through the air over that little stone wall.
Missed the trees.
Yeah.
That guy must have been.
To the hill there.
Were there any casualties?
No, they walked
No.
away.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the next picture, it's just showing more of what happened to the garage. It's off the foundation. It got.
And their car is inside and
Yeah,
didn't
my
get
car was
hit.
inside there.
Wow.
So if you go to the next picture. This is what's there now. And then. The next, so we want to rebuild that. We may need to replace the foundation. As you can see, it's cracked there. And then it was cracked before when we bought that, so it wasn't cracked by the car crash. And then in the next picture, you'll get a better idea of where the brook is in relation to what we're doing. So the brook is there, going under the culvert. The road. And then the next picture is just an overhead map. So we just want to.
The building inspector gave you a demo or?
They condemned it as unusable as a garage. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was leaning.
Yeah.
It was off the foundation, it was leaning, couldn't open the doors anymore.
Mhm. So
He's talks about it.
right after it happened, the next day, or maybe it was the same day, I went over and talked to him and make sure that. Maybe it was the next day when they came to tear the garage down, just to make sure they stayed away from the brook, which they did, and there was room.
So we'd like to rebuild it, in the same location, the same size garage.
So if I can jump in,
Sure.
there's actually an exemption, riverfront exemption, so I'm assuming that's a perennial stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we go to 1058-6A. It says changes, and that's the grandfathering section. Any changes in existing conditions which will remove, filter, dredge, or alter the riverfront area, it is subject to 1058, except that the replacement within the same footprint of structures be destroyed by fire or other casualty. It's not subject to the riverfront regulations.
Okay.
So it is within 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gotta be at least an RDA, but it does not have to be. I mean, you cannot apply the riverfront standards to the work.
Okay.
So if he rebuilds in the existing footprint, it's just a buffer zone project. There's no floodplain here, is there?
No what?
Floodplain?
Floodplain.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So it's just gonna be a buffer zone project.
Yeah. So you should fill out an RDA.
Okay, so I had a question about the determinations in the RDA.
Okay, she can answer that for
Just
you.
do activity.
The one,
And C and D.
C and D.
So C is activity, D is bylaw.
Do you have a full RDA to fill out? Have you, I'm sure you go on, do you go on the Hampden, Mass webpage? When it's up? In there, go into conservation, and then you will see a menu where you can pick requests for determinations. Just hit that and print it out.
Yeah.
And then, you have to get it back to me, and then that needs to be posted in the paper.
Yeah, there's a timeline, I don't,
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's written, that the timeline is explained in the bylaws.
It's like 21 days or something.
well, to get it back, are you talking about when to get it back to me to get it posted and
Yeah,
then,
after we get it back to you, then you have to post a.
and then we have to post it in the paper? We post it in the Hampden Wilbraham Times in the very back section. And, then it won't be ready for our regular February meeting. Because I need more time than that. So, if you get it in anytime before, say, February, I don't know, 25th, then I can get it into our mid-March meeting.
Okay,
All right, don't forget to send a copy into DEP.
okay,
And the March meeting is the 19th of March.
okay. We got jury duty on the 19th, so we'll see.
Oh,
Get
jeez.
back here by 6 o'clock.
Well, maybe we're a good excuse not to go to jury duty.
Yeah. So then we'll set some orders of conditions.
Okay.
A few, but
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you for coming in.
hey, thank you.
How old's your baby? Oh,
Good surprise for him or her.
a
Yeah.
little girl. Look at the way she's
Little
dressed.
surprise that morning, huh?
Okay, we have,
Oh, yeah,
NOI on Wilbraham Road.
yep. Oh, right. Yes, the one you didn't. Yeah, the mountain, yes.
Good evening. My name is John Tomaszewski with Arlovec Associates, and I'm here to present a notice of intent filing plan to allow for the construction of a single-family home, driveway, and a stormwater management system located on a parcel on Wilbraham Road here in the town. This is the plan, nice and colorful. Just for reference, this is Wilbraham Road. So we're on the east side, north is up, which always makes things convenient. Like I said, the parcel is on the easterly side of Wilbraham Road. It contains, it's about 20.4 acres in total. There's much more of the parcel off to the east. This is just the, the western portion of it. It's undeveloped currently. It's mostly wooded. There's been selective tree clearing up on this westerly edge. There is an existing wood road that sort of funnels its way up, following the similar path to where the proposed driveway is. There are a number of wetlands in and around, mostly along the perimeter. There are two isolated vegetated wetlands. There's one up here. I should say also the property slopes from west to east, or I'm sorry, east to west. So the house is up on the high side of the property. There is like I said, there's an isolated vegetated wetland here, sort of just at a low point in the slope. There's a second IDW over in here. And then there are two bordering vegetated wetlands. There's one over in here that extends off the property, and a second one over in here that again extends onto the adjacent property. So what the owner and applicant is looking to do is construct a single family home up here on the slope. And to do that, you will need quite a driveway to make it up there. To the house, as part of it, we had to design a stormwater management system, which we did. So we ended up having 3 surface infiltration basins. There's one up here, one here, and one down right at Wilbraham Road. It will be serviced obviously by septic and well that will be located up here near the house. The easterly portion of the property is subject to NHESP jurisdiction. That line is right in here, and then then the rest of the remainder of it is in NHESP jurisdiction. The applicant did file with them. We did receive a no-take letter. I think it was towards the end of December. However, there will have to be cheat sheet here. There is eastern box culvert, or eastern box turtle that we'll have to prepare a turtle protection plan for ultimately, should in order of conditions or the project move forward. So I think that covers everything. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
I'm the clerk. I have a question. How large are those isolated wetlands, acreage wise?
Acreage, I guess, I don't, I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't see it on the,
Well, would you say quarter acre or
not even, I mean, we're talking
Eighth?
probably not even 1,000, 2,000 square feet. This is the extent of it here. I'm not sure if that information. I don't have it on there.
All right, I only asked because in the Town of Hampden wetland bylaws, 1/8 of an acre is considered isolated.
Yeah.
Not a quarter like the state,
Okay,
which means that if it was 1/8 of an acre, it would have protection.
okay. I will say we do show a 50 and a 100-foot buffer from both of them. Let's see, where is this one here, all work and grading is outside the 50-foot. I'm not sure exactly what your bylaw says regarding isolated. And again, I don't even know if they're, square footage wise, if they reach that threshold. Again, and this one back here, there is just some grading, behind the house within the 50-foot buffer. So I don't know exactly what your bylaw says, but yeah, I can get those numbers for you. Certainly, I don't know that I have them with me right now. I mean, I'm not the wetland sort of expert in our office. He is aware that Hampden does have a bylaw, so I'm sure he looked into it and.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
Yes, correct.
Ryan was up there with me.
Yeah, I guess you, I don't know who.
I did,
There was
yeah.
a site visit, yeah.
Questions? You didn't see it.
I wasn't there.
So if I can further explain on the natural heritage,
Yeah,
the original filing was only under the Endangered Species Act. It was not under 310 CMR 1059. So you don't have approval yet from
Right.
Heritage, right?
Correct. We did,
Well, you didn't say that.
I'm sorry.
You didn't say that. You said you did get a letter from Natural Heritage at the end of December saying about the box turtle, but you didn't mention it was only under the NISA.
Okay, I apologize for that. I don't, I know that there's still a piece of it that they have their review window doesn't expire, I think, until another week and a half or so.
Yeah, we have 30 days to issue one.
Right. And so that we don't officially, I'm not familiar as well as I guess I should be about how that, I was aware of that though, I would think, but. So.
Correct. So the commission can't close it.
correct. Right.
We
Until
were aware of that.
that's done. Okay.
So there's no other wetlands or water that you saw besides the isolated? When you were
I saw the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stormwater basins, but actually the one up on the other side, couldn't see it at all, but
But the stormwater basins, what kind of soils you have up there? Hydroelectric soil group.
They varied all their BCs and As. I mean, they weren't the greatest soils, but they weren't the worst. We do have the 2 feet of separation on all the basins and, they're all designed
Yeah,
to.
well, Bonnie was asking me about stormwater. I
Mm.
recommended the
DPW.
boss look at it. Because
okay.
he's the one that's gonna have to clean up any mess for anything that comes down. Right? I mean, during construction, if you get you're gonna have a construction, what do you call it? Construction stone at the entrance?
Anti-tracking apron, correct, yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that's standard.
Was that
There should
there?
be a detail in our concept too.
Because stormwater is not subject to the Wetlands Protection Act for single-family houses. So it's not something So it's something more pertinent to the DPW boss than the commission.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will give, Mark Langoni that tomorrow in the
Okay,
stormwater book.
yeah. Yeah, the book. Okay. So nothing we really do right now, right?
No, I just wanted to mention, again, just being a clerk, but I've been on the commission a long time, that the commission has their own bylaws, as I mentioned earlier, with the isolated wetland. So that with, once we get into it, and then they will have to designate all of the wetland areas on that piece of property. And they'll have to designate them with permanent markers.
Okay,
And we actually, I don't think I have one with me, but we actually have directions on what we want done for permanent markers so that they can be found with a GPS.
sure. Is that something where you would, let us know where you want them location wise, or are they placed at
They have to
a
be,
certain buffer or?
well, it's up to the, commission, but they're usually either 25 or 50 feet apart.
Sure.
You know, guidelines are all that is on our website, the conservation commission. Document.
Is that a requirement in your bylaw or just general practice?
No, that's,
Bylaw, right?
we had a couple of, public hearings to get this through. Here's a copy of what it is. And it will be included in your, in the orders of conditions.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions at this point?
No.
Mark, do you have anything else to add? Do you have anything else?
I don't know what else I can say. I don't know. I guess we need to continue as that.
Oh, yeah, we need to wait for the results of.
Right. And the turtle plan and all that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to wait for the plan per
But-
se,
Right, but
because
Yeah.
you can't require it,
yeah,
but you can ask for a copy of it.
but it's got to be done.
Well, per natural heritage,
Yeah.
not per you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, we kind of work along with them on some of the properties, with the permanent markers and whatnot.
You're used to working with heritage here.
Hmm.
Pretty much everything's heritage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Here, yeah.
Well, you need to make a motion then to continue, the hearing on 0 Wilbraham Road until March, 19th? Correct?
March,
No, that
do it February, it's going to be,
Weeks from now.
if the information's in by
no, that's
then,
right, that you,
It should be.
that's
It should be.
it should be in 2 weeks. All right, then,
that other letter that you showed me. Yeah,
I
right.
mean, they're
Okay.
good on
Yes,
doing their time. They're good.
yeah,
okay, then make that motion
fine.
to continue.
Make a motion to continue lot 0 Wilbraham Road until our next meeting,
19,
February 19th.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pretty good map you brought there.
I like the
I
color.
can take credit, but thank you.
Okay. The only other thing is that South Ridge Road
Violation then.
violation.
Yeah, we have a, all right, I don't want to, I'm just trying to keep all my paperwork together.
Yep.
We have a violation on, well, you guys went to it on South Ridge.
Scott and I did.
An enforcement order,
So clearing in the wetlands,
yeah.
We think so. I didn't actually walk in there because it was tough to walk in there. It was a neighbor 2 properties away, 3 properties away that called it in. So we met with her. We went behind her house, which she said everything behind her house is protected, whether it's wet or not, but so we walked into the woods over there and that's where we saw the stormwater basin there behind the one next to her. And I thought, dude, is this what she's talking about? But then we walked out farther and we could look over. And beyond that, there's a house with animals. And they've got it cleared way out into the woods.
There's what they're talking.
okay,
And, right there. It's
And
right too dark, but this is the same.
Clear for the animals?
I don't know.
It was no, it was just clear when we looked at it.
We didn't really see the animals,
oh, okay.
but,
We didn't go into it
Or
either.
right
and we didn't go on
Yeah,
their
here.
property.
We were like,
So the stormwater basin, who's supposed to maintain that?
Originally, the subdivision was,
And now,
that was built in the 90s.
okay. So is the town involved in maintaining it all?
No, I don't think they do any of them.
Okay. Has this ever received a certificate of compliance? Forget, I looked up the file
Mhm.
and I can't remember what I found.
The street got a certificate of compliance, some of the lots did,
That's
but
right.
these lots were,
Yeah, it was this lot that had its own order of conditions, right? One of these lots.
yeah,
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Well, don't we typically send a violation notice and
Well-
tell them they have to respond within a certain amount of time?
If, we don't know who's doing the clearing. If it's that property behind that house, or if it's the actual property owner, which is different.
Okay. Well, you can always go after the property owner.
Right,
yeah, that's what I went to
That's-
the board.
that was-
well,
that
we're
was,
assuming that he cleared it.
that was my suggestion, and then if it's not him, he goes after the other person.
Right, right. I mean, if you know who did it, you can go after both the owner
Right,
and the person who did it. So here's the issue always with enforcement. The burden of proof is always on the Conservation Commission.
mhm,
It's like the burden of proof is on the police.
Yeah.
You know, to prove a crime has been committed, or in this case, a weapon protection violation. So you've actually got to document it. I mean, so a violation notice is like a slap on the wrist. It's, you know, you can't take it to court, you can't do anything. But you might get your foot in the door and get out and get permission to get on the site
mhm,
and then see what you can get from there.
mhm.
Is the forecast tomorrow here for rain, sleet or snow?
Snow,
No.
Okay, it's changing. I
In the
guess.
morning, anyway.
yeah,
So
and ice after.
we might have to wait until, you might have to wait until March
Right,
to do anything in the meantime. Acquire information. If you want to send out a violation notice, feel free.
Do they have a certain period of time in which to respond to a violation?
Well, it's not legally enforceable. So you can put almost anything in a violation notice.
So it's up to you or us.
Yeah, it's up to the
Yeah,
commission.
the commission, right?
And then
But they
if
can
that
totally
doesn't work
ignore it.
and you have evidence that is actually wetland felt, then you can issue the enforcement order. And there's a lot more involved. Not a lot more involved. You need more information to prove your case.
Right.
Because that can be appealed. It would get appealed to Superior Court. So let's say you issue an enforcement order and you say, come to the next meeting, and they don't come to the meeting. and 2 months goes by and you hear nothing. Now you have a legally enforceable document if you wanted to take that to Superior Court.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in your bylaw on enforcement?
Yeah, we do fines, but that's about it.
Okay. So you have the ability to issue fines?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another topic of discussion because you can't do the fines under the Wetlands Protection Act. So all I can say is in the meantime, try to acquire information. If you want to start by issuing a violation notice, you don't have to do it tonight. You can wait,
Yeah.
put it on the next agenda. Go from there and see what you get.
Okay,
Yeah,
because what I did under the extent and type of activity, because I've been on this since it
Oh,
started.
so you created an actual
Yeah.
enforcement.
The commission was notified, I'm gonna read it for them, by DEP, that's you, of clear cutting in an area of the subdivision protected by the Wetland Protection Act as well as the Hampton Conservation Commission. Conditions number 23 and number 24 address this issue in the orders of conditions dated October 29th, 1997. Number 23 states at no time, present or future, is there to be any disturbance within the wetland boundary as shown on the submitted site plan. I lost my place, site plan. Where did I go?
Yeah.
Condition number 24. The border of the resource areas and limit of work areas on site shall be clearly marked in the field by stakes or flags at 25-foot intervals. This was the original in 1997. Surveyed and recorded on a plan. Offset stakes shall be set at all corner points, and all corner points shall be identified by installing 10-foot pressure-treated 4x4 by 10-foot posts 4 feet into the ground and painted a color acceptable to the commission.
So you don't think you have those out there?
No,
I doubt it.
no.
And in the area that were able to see, there wasn't anything.
Okay.
So,
So did you want to issue this tonight?
But if they comply with what you are requiring them to do, then it won't be a violation, is that what you're saying? Aren't you requiring that they?
Well,
No.
to me, the issue is more of, instead of the fence posts, which you guys have been doing forever and ever.
well, that was, now we don't
This
do
is-
fence posts. We
This
do
is what it is.
permanent.
The issue to me
This is where we were,
any clearing in the
right
well.
behind her house right here.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the basin that he's, the storm basin is like right here,
Again. you
but
can-
all this
you
is
can
clear.
hold on. to
This is all
Do a
protected.
violation notice first.
So she's saying anything
This-
at her house, this is all protected.
Yeah, everything behind it. Yeah,
If you
it is.
issued a
We know
violation
it is.
notice, would he allow you
Except
guys? to
over
go
here.
to the property?
Down at this end, it's not. But
Well,
this is the one,
yeah, it's owned by
we didn't go
Russ.
there either, but he came to our meeting and he's building a garage.
Send this to?
Yeah, well, he's listed
Doctor.
at the Board of Assessors as the owner.
That's this guy over here, and that's okay.
Because if you
He's all
get
right.
on the property.
But the end is, whoops,
And you're golden, you know.
the the wetland is in here somewhere.
The violation notice, they don't have to do anything?
Yeah.
There's a border.
I think I
They
saw
can-
on
they
the
can-
map.
Well,
Yeah.
if you issue an enforcement order or a
that had
violation
the actual
notice,
boundaries.
they can blow you off, whichever. if they
Yeah,
want to.
that's what it
I
sounds
can't look
like.
at the GIS because
That's
the
what you gotta
website.
get serious,
That's,
either DEP,
it's common.
which we had more
That's why I was
staff.
wondering how much teeth that had, does it have a
Oh,
compliance?
this has more teeth. I mean, as long as it's written correctly. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're asking them to. The order conditions expired, stop what you're doing. Resource area alterations restored, restoration plan shall be filed with the issuing authority before.
The one next to
March 1st.
her?
Yeah.
I know, there's just a couple trees. We're gonna
So
bring
if
it.
I ever send you my guidance on
Yeah.
issuing an enforcement,
Mm-mm.
let me send it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because that language, there's a step or two before it that you want to get into. You want to get the person into the meeting, and two, make sure he hires a wetland specialist. Because by only saying submit a restoration plan, you know, he could hire you to write the restoration plan.
Yeah.
And he would be complying with the enforcement. So let me send you some,
Okay, and would he be better off just letting it revegetate itself?
if it will, that's a win.
See, what I don't comprehend, and I haven't done what you want on the site, is it in the process of being cleared or did it stop?
We couldn't tell.
It was
Well, I
It
included.
was clear, but we couldn't tell if it was newly cleared.
there were heavy, there was heavy earth movers there, right? Still,
Those were up near the house.
but they were
There.
there, yeah.
Like, yep. I'm a big fan of, 100-ton boulders.
Yeah.
It's the few-ton boulders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some towns like that.
yeah.
So anyway, it's on the agenda, so meaning you can discuss what you want about it. Do you want to issue it? So I would get into the discussion mode now.
But she's gotta wait till you send her something.
Well,
Yes.
again, it's your discretion.
We can still talk about it.
Still
Well,
discuss it.
I have additional
Well,
language.
yeah, I
that's
like,
strengthened.
exactly, that gives us. That makes sense to me.
And I'll be glad to look at anything. I mean, it's good. If he complies,
Mm,
it's a good enforcement order.
mhm,
If he doesn't comply, then you really need to be more precise.
mhm.
How difficult is the property owner to deal with? You know who he is.
Yeah, well, the commission hasn't dealt with him in, quite a few years, because this started in the nineties.
Well, my suggestion was gonna be, if we send whatever to him,
Mm-hmm,
will he respond? And at least come back and explain to us that maybe it's not a violation.
Maybe he's not even aware it's going on.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true
right, he
too.
might not be aware.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes a violation notice that's worded politely
Yeah,
Enough to
gets
give them a
more
wake up
resolved.
call.
that's where I was going with that.
yeah,
But you never know.
Right.
Never know.
well, yeah, I mean, we can wait a couple of weeks and,
It's
you
not
know,
gonna hurt, the ground's frozen
no,
out there.
no,
Well, sometimes.
you know, and maybe he doesn't, because in the original plan for that whole
Hmm.
area, that was always cut out as a wetland. There's like 13 acres or whatever. It was always, and he was at one point going to donate it to the town because he couldn't do anything with it, but he never did.
Okay. So does he live in the subdivision?
No.
Yeah, he may not even know what's going on.
Right.
there.
Mm,
But,
Could be kids out there doing it.
mm,
but he's clearing land up at the other end of the road.
yeah. Correct, but that's
But I know that's okay.
okay. That's
Yeah,
dry.
I
There's
know.
no NHESP, nothing there.
Right, yeah.
So it sounds like maybe work on it, on a violation notice. A soft approach first.
Yeah,
Mhm.
We at least need to get something to him so he knows that
We
we're.
don't have enough information to go regarding that.
right. And then at the very least, if he wants to respond and then maybe
Do you have the original?
he can get his
plans?
permission to go look or whatever.
Yeah, I have the original.
We don't have.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a little moldy from the closet down there.
Oh. Well, that could change pretty soon, right?
Okay, what I want to get back to on the specifications for your corner post and so as you know, in the order of conditions, there's 20 boilerplate general conditions.
Mhm.
Then there's a section in the order for special conditions under the Wetlands Protection Act.
Mhm.
There's also a section on the next page, which is special conditions only for the bylaw.
Correct.
So if you have separate requirements that pertain only to the bylaw, only put them in the bylaw section, not in the Wetlands Protection Act section.
Correct. We always do that. Special conditions.
Perfect.
Hmm.
All right, one more thing, the farm. They never appealed the agrivoltaic. They never appealed that denial.
The Glendale Road,
Yeah.
Oh,
they revamped their proposal. I went to the planning board where they went to with a new proposal, but they didn't ask anything formally. They was just FYI. And they cut out one whole section, that whole upper right section
Yeah.
is just gone. And nothing's happened since.
All right, is there still proposed work remaining that's within wetlands jurisdiction?
I
The rest of it?
don't think
oh,
so,
no.
but from what they were saying, and I didn't see anything official.
The only question I have is, you've got documented violations from all that peer review. You want to take enforcement action against it, against the farm? Because that's a done deal. You got everything you need to get restoration.
Mm,
Something to consider.
In terms of farming,
I got bugged by, some of the neighbors were calling me, and I'm saying it's totally up to the commission what to do.
mhm.
I didn't wanna, step on your toes and tell you what to do, because I can't tell you what to do.
Mhm.
But here you have a solid case of violations documented by the peer review.
No. Before the solar part of it, you're talking about just the farming itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it would be nice to get some kind of, especially stop mowing the wetlands.
Yeah,
I hate that.
yep, right.
So anyway, I'd just like you to consider it.
Well, they don't have any animals there. That just didn't happen. And they removed that part of the project too,
Okay.
but there aren't any there now. But he's just parks his trucks there.
Yeah. So anyway, as you know, enforcement, as Bonnie knows quite well, enforcement is the hardest part of being a conservation commissioner. Absolutely the toughest thing. So, you're not obligated to take enforcement action. It's totally discretionary on your part. So, you use your discretion where you're gonna get the most bang for the buck. Period. And I tell this to all the towns, because I know how hard, I was chair of my own commission for 12 years. And I know how hard it is. So, DEP thanks each and every commission for the volunteer work you do.
Mhm.
And for the volunteer boards, you guys do awesome work. So I think,
Thanks.
so,
So we're glad you're back.
Yeah.
so just do the best job you can, and I'm still here. When
Yeah.
I'm gonna retire, I don't know.
Same time Bonnie does.
Yeah.
Probably,
Like,
sometime. So it was good to be coming out here.
yeah, I'm glad you did.
About 4 years since I've been out here.
Really? Yeah. Well, you should come out more often.
I got 106 towns.
Well, if the Glendale Road, well, should we close the meeting first before we
Yeah.
talk anymore?
Oh, this is Deja.
Hi.
She's our newest staff person.
I think we met before. I don't know. Did you come out to something? No, I remember your name for some
I
reason.
did speak to Bonnie on the phone.
Mhm.
Were you on a Zoom for something one time? I don't know, but
So
whatever.
she's been with us a little over a year. And I think she likes the job.
Having fun.
Okay.
Oh, good, good.
I was here-
So, Deja, what is your position? What do you do?
I'm an environmental analyst,
Nice.
so permitting, some enforcement. A little bit different than what Mark does, but it's been good to follow him around and see what he does, and
Yeah.
obviously it's a vital resource, so I try to soak up as much as I can.
Nice.
And she's found there's so much to learn,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I try to tell her as much as I can. And she volunteers. She doesn't have to come out. She volunteers to come
Mm.
to some of the commission meetings, which is fantastic.
Like you said
This is
before, you
boots
got
on the
rich
ground. This is where you
history of.
Right.
learn stuff.
Yeah,
like you said at the beginning, a rich history of now, so.
Yeah.
What about, I have another question before we close. Conservation agents. Have you seen that position in many
You
towns?
were supposed to be working with Granby, right?
Yeah, and they backed out.
And so what Granby did, and Wendell will tell you that, they hired, there was a commission member. They were having trouble finding somebody. So they actually hired a commission member that was their agent to be their paperwork. So the big deal right now is there was state grant money. Who is it? Williamsburg, Whately, not Conway, Hawley, Buckland, one other town. They got grant funding for a one-year term to have a conservation agent handle all 5 communities.
Wow.
And after the first year, they've got to start coming up with a way to fund the position. And it's actually working out great. She works 5 days a week. So whether or not so even if, she's supposed to do 1 day for Holly, I guess 1 day. But if she doesn't know what's going on, and she gets a call from any of the other towns, she can still respond. So it's like me being there, but only for 5 towns, which is fantastic. She's learning a lot. She's kind of new at this, but I try to spend time with her, training her. I mean, I've trained most of the agents out here. Greenfield just got a part-time agent. The problem with part-time agents is that you either find somebody who's young and working their way up, or you find somebody that's retired and doesn't care that it's only a 2 or 3 day a week job. A young person is gonna move on. Greenfield has gone through like 9 or 10 agents in 15 years. Because it's always been part-time positions and everybody's learned what they can. And then they find something else and they move to the other town. East Long Meadow has a full-time, I think he's assistant planner / conservation. Alex Grigoroff.
He was gonna come here.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
he's still in East Long Meadow. And his wife is the
Long Meadow.
tree warden in Long Meadow.
Yeah.
She does 30 hours as tree warden, 10 hours as Concom agent. So she's there full-time. Agawam might be looking for someone soon because the chair, 90 years old, Henry, he might retire and they're up to file number 600 and change. The only reason I don't have an agent is because Henry has, like you, the knowledge, the history, all the paperwork he knows, everything's going on in town, but if he leaves, retires, they have to decide what they're gonna do. They have a conservation clerk that they may make into the agent. Was it Munson as a full-time agent? Springfield has somebody full-time. But the smaller towns like you're lucky if you can get a secretary. Thank God.
We're lucky we have.
Hampton's willing to pay for you. Because if not, all the paperwork would default and answering the phone, everything else would default on you guys. So there is grant money, but it's only for 1 year. Sharing an agent is probably the way to do it, because you're not gonna get a full-time agent funded for Hampden. Not gonna happen. You'll never get it to a town meeting. But a shared agent might work. Wilbraham. You got Melissa over there, who's the assistant to the building inspector, who also does the Concom work. So your best bet is to have the agent's job combined with something else in town hall to get more hours, because you gotta pay them benefits. You got to now. if you're only paying them for 19 hours with no benefits, they're gonna walk as soon as they find something else.
Right.
So,
Well, there's
I mean,
nothing.
it's basically conservation commissions, you guys are an unfunded mandate. You know, you're enforcing state law
Mhm.
and without any recompense from the state for it. Except for me, you got me, and Deja and the other staff
Mhm.
in the office, we're always there to help. But we can't do your work for you like an agent can.
Hmm.
So I'm always pushing whenever I can. For agents. It's tough.
Is Alex, where else does he have besides
I
these?
think he does assistant planner as well.
Oh,
He's got a planner, his boss is the town planner. He's the assistant planner / conservation.
because we liked him. I mean, we came in, interviewed him.
He's the one that we were,
Yeah,
well, yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know why he went to East Long Meadow instead of here. I have no idea.
well, because they
Because
didn't want to hire him here because Granby backed out and the
Right.
town didn't.
we,
wanna-
we only had half,
Yeah.
you know, he would have cut himself in half.
At the time, Bob Markle was here and he was really pushing Granby to,
Yeah, I know, yeah. Holland has a secretary, but not an agent. They used to have an agent. But I guess that was defunded last year in the town meeting budget. Wales has a secretary, thank God, who does the minutes for both planning and conservation. She's a great person, does a very nice job. Warren has a part-time secretary. So again, the towns even have part-time secretaries are doing well.
Hmm.
They're lucky they have, I mean, I'd like to see, what I encourage though, some towns have a all boards secretary. You know, where they handle minutes for health, planning, DBA,
Wow,
Concom.
forget that.
It's all nighttime meetings, so it kind of sucks for the person, but some towns do have that position.
Hmm.
So I have no good answers for you. All I can
Yeah.
give you were examples.
okay.
Sorry.
Who's in charge of DEP? Is it Kathleen something?
No, our regional director is Mike Gorski, who
Gorski,
was
okay.
or still is, I think, the fire chief here in town.
Yeah, he lives, I'm not sure if he's a chief anymore, but yeah, he lives here in town.
Yeah, he had been the fire chief here in town.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why Hampden always has a special place in his heart.
We do have one more thing to do,
What?
minutes from the last.
Oh, yes, the minutes from the last two meetings, because we didn't have one.
Okay, we're gonna take off.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very,
you.
very much.
Deja, can you do me a favor and sign in over there for you first? Or both of you, actually, if you didn't,
Thank you.
Thanks an awful lot.
and the sign in.
Deja,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Nice meeting you.
Take care. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah,
And I gave you my cards.
yes. I thought Dan was coming to you tonight. Blanchard? Park and Rec? Thought you had said that the other day.
Oh, he's going back already?
No,
Blanchard?
Blanchard?
Dan,
He's playing the pickleball court.
yeah,
Oh,
I thought you said he,
Park and Rec, Park and Rec.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
when I talked to you the other day, I thought you said that he.
yeah, he was gonna come back in, but
Oh, okay,
he's working on a notice of intent.
okay. Yeah. What's the Ballard Brook? Oh, is that the South Road?
Yes, Ballard Brook.
Okay, that's Ballard Brook, okay.
Told you it was gonna be a long meeting.
I forgot who it was, but I sat for a 3 hour one before.
You haven't heard from Liz?
No, I included her in the email.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Did Wenda sell her house yet?
I haven't heard from her
Nothing.
at all,
Oh.
not since we went out for Christmas. That was the last time.
Yeah. Me. Changes or no changes, anything? Make a
That's
motion.
what this is for.
What? It's, no,
These aren't minutes.
I think it's just a review of what we've accomplished.
please, this is the minute.
Oh, that is, yeah, there's also a
Oh,
paper in there I had to submit to
Oh,
the,
that- That's
the
something.
town report at town meeting, you know, you get that book
Okay, It's a summary.
and that goes in the book.
Okay.
Want to make a motion?
I make a motion to accept the previous 2 session meeting minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done.
There was another form that you were going to send out that we needed to sign and return. I don't think we ever.
Yeah, I sent you,
She sent it in.
the link.
email, But I didn't,
Oh, the
I
link?
forgot to
yeah,
do it.
Okay, yeah, I did.
yeah. Well, Eva's not on she's not too much on my case about it. She's the one that wants them all. But yeah, just click on the link and it's right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, anybody?
Mm-mm.
Got anything to say before we close the meeting? Motion to close the meeting.
Second. Oh, I make a motion to close the
Yeah,
meeting.
motion.
I second.
All right.
All in
Who
favor?
made that motion, Greg?
I did,
At 7:28 PM, 29.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Gotcha. Who's got to second that? You?
No,
Scott?
Scott. If I was chairing, I can't
Oh,
motion or.
Right, right.
So that's
Okay.
why it was.
Greg motion to close, Scott seconded, all in favor.
We've been ping pong.